Season 2
Yep.
live. So, okay, it's the stock market, the biggest casino in the world. Why did we come up with this first off? There's a clip going around. Austin sent me like a week ago where Dave Portnoy says it's the biggest casino, this and that. People, wear suits and ties, buy stocks. They think they know what they're doing, but don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, why did you agree with him? So, let me ask, did you agree with him like 100%? 50%?
100%.
Okay.
For the most part. Now, for a bunch of reasons, right? So, all right. How all politicians basically make their money, right? Stock market, insider trading, they're able to buy and short stocks, the works, right? And then it's all taken advantage of people like you and me or Jackson or whatever that will buy into certain things, maybe hold on to it for a few years. Something that we saw a lot, like with dumb money, right? Back in, 21, the GameStop fiasco on Robinhood, and then all the brokers on Wall Street shorting GameStop, basically trying to take GameStop completely out of business. And then a bunch of people rose up and said, nope, you know what? We're all going to buy GameStop. And it completely destroyed the market, right? Because of all the brokers. Not only that, but like with the brokers, with just real estate and so on, that were playing these games, and then they basically destroyed the economy back in, 2008, during the huge recession.
Yeah.
On average, politicians make 12.5% just off the stock market alone, which is over 3 times what the stock market actually does. So there's a lot of the corruption and the.
So then, do you think casinos are corrupted?
They're 100% corrupted. They're
rigged. They're rigged to make make money, not lose money. But you know that going in.
Well, yeah, you know that going in, but you also know going into the stock market, if you buy this stock, you might lose it, right? There's a lot of day traders that will make a lot of money one week, and then all of a sudden they're broke the next week. You know?
Yeah, and so when I first
gambling.
When I first listened to the video, I just felt like Dave. So at first I agreed, but then I'm like, really, he's just reacting to the latest GameStop thing, or overreacting to it. I feel like, because there's plenty of stocks that people would consider, not that risky. Index funds.
Index funds
S&P 500
that give you 4% per year, though.
Yeah.
Versus how are these people making 15%? I mean, there's insider trading and stuff like that too. And then those people that are day trading and lose it all. I mean, that's gambling. Day trading is gambling.
Yeah.
Right.
So, here's the thing, though.
Penny stocks, that's gambling.
Here's the thing, though. Do you think crypto is a bigger casino? The crypto market.
Oh, 100%.
You can day trade that.
100%.
Well, then,
100%.
The stock market isn't the biggest casino.
It's
crypto
basically
is
the same.
Well,
you're still dealing with stocks. I mean, when you go in and you buy buy crypto on Robinhood, it's buy this many. It's still stocks, right? It's still going up and down in the currency and so on, right? It's similar.
I mean, you don't own a business. You might own part of a network or something along those lines.
For now, Helium is now kind of a business, right? With Helium Mobile and so on.
Nova Labs is a business, but Helium you would own shares in the network versus shares in Nova Labs, the business.
Right. It's still a risk. It's still a gambling. I mean, it's similar.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, you agree with me that crypto is a bigger casino, so the stock market is not the biggest casino.
Crypto's more volatile and there's less people. There's less people though investing in crypto than in the stock market. The stock market, that's where people put their retirement. That's where people do legit day trading and stuff like that on Wall Street. They're not doing that on crypto yet.
No.
You know, there's a
Not
lot
good
more people on the stock market, so more names, the more hats thrown into it than on crypto.
Okay. So then your argument is because there's more people doing the stock market. There's more people
100%.
buying stock, then it's bigger.
100%. Well, and
So-
then with the volatility of crypto, but
Yeah.
then you also have the volatility, also like with the ones I was sending you in Jackson, right? Those were going up over 1,000% in 3 days, versus then they tanked another 300%. Right? There's that volatility right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds more like crypto than stocks, though.
Yeah, but that was stocks. That was stocks.
Yeah.
That's
So
where
I'm just
the
saying that's just another week in crypto world.
that's gambling.
So like one of the biggest things in terms of dollars to rise so quickly and then vanish down to like almost basically zero, Terra Luna, that was crypto. Like I don't know any stock that went into being worth billions to being worth pennies.
I had something.
But yeah, I mean that's one example, and like I don't just
I mean, if when owners or whatever do something, that's when the stocks fucking crash like crazy or whatever. And more times than that, those take a little bit longer to crash than crypto does.
yeah.
Like there's a lot of the ones that I've been looking at a lot recently that were 50, 60, couple $100 or whatever last year, and now they're 50 cents, right? Because they were riding on like COVID and all that stuff like that. And that's when they were making all their money. That's when the stocks were going crazy. I think there's less eyes on crypto now than there was during COVID. So more
Yeah.
people have moved back towards stocks as well. And
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
more
I feel
people
like-
talking about stocks right now than there are about crypto.
Well, yeah, because of GameStop, but
yeah.
6 months, Bitcoin will hit, I don't know, 100,000, and then we'll all be over there again, and then it'll go back and forth, but
If
crypto
Bitcoin
will always
hits
be more
that.
volatile, so I think it'll always be the biggest stock market. And then like, okay, you talk about politicians with stocks, but then it's like, in crypto, influencers get paid to talk about it all the time, that don't know anything about the coin, don't care, and
Yeah.
just
But there's
pump it up.
I feel like there's a little bit of a difference there, because we'll see like that plane or whatever here in White Bear all the time that flies through, and then it has the crypto. I forget what it is
Oh,
now.
At least the couple of times I saw it, Hex.
yeah.
Like that's an example, right? A big pump and dump. Yeah.
Right. But a lot of those influencers aren't even bought into that crypto or whatever. These politicians are actually bought into these corporations to pass certain things to make their stocks go up, and then that's when they get out or whatever. Once they've made all that money, and then that's when everybody else is bought in, and then they lose their money that way. That's gambling.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gambling.
Yeah, but it's not the biggest casino.
It's everywhere. It's accessible everywhere. Rather than crypto, I mean, now it's getting to be everywhere, but for a while it wasn't.
I mean, both cases you need the internet. Like I don't.
for a long time you couldn't buy Bitcoin on like easily accessible for anybody until what,
Well, it's
2
only
years?
been around since 2009.
2 years ago. You couldn't really just go on Robinhood and just buy it, or 3 years ago.
Well, that's because Robinhood sucks in.
Crypto is still in its infancy stage. It's still the brand new thing. The stocks have been around forever, and whatever. That makes it the biggest. It's been around the longest. Has more people on it.
Yeah,
There's
but it's
way
also
more
just-
people on it.
It's also just not as volatile. And then you have people with their 401ks and
Have you seen the last 52 weeks lows? I mean, it's fucking graphs like crazy. This is literally all I see on stocks right now.
then you wouldn't be able to stomach crypto.
I was able to stomach crypto just fine. I made a decent amount of money off of crypto.
Yeah. Back in 2021, yeah, when everyone was winning, when everyone was going up.
I made $500 at the beginning of the year off of crypto.
Plus, like, you're someone, you invest into, like, the most volatile, random shit in crypto. Doge, Sheeb. Like, those are fucking... That is casino. That is as casino as it gets.
Right.
No one is going to feel bad if you lose money in Doge or Shiba. Nobody's going to feel bad for you because it's.
I don't put it enough where it's going to hurt if I lose it. So,
well, I hope you wouldn't.
I did. I've made $1,000 off of crypto. Just off of those 2 stocks, right? Because I got it to. I warned you guys about Doge. You didn't believe me. If you love crypto so much and want to buy into this casino, why didn't you listen to me about Doge? You would have made money too. I made Jackson some money.
See, and then like with the corruption thing, there's a little bit in crypto too. So like exchanges, like there's no business Doge and Shiba being on like Robinhood and stuff because again they're never gonna get any better. They're never gonna change. They're just gonna be shit. And then like another one they're adding Bonk, which is literally. Again, just a meme coin, a dog, like, but they're adding that over so many other coins in Robinhood now, and Coinbase they already did. Like, that's just people in a dark
popularity.
Room. Yeah, but that's big rich people in a dark room. Hey, how much to put Bonk on?
Yeah.
Again, another Dogecoin knockoff, and then I find it funny, like all these. This is a little off topic too, but talking about Bonk, there's this one guy on TikTok, he uses Robinhood, and because we'll post the screenshots, and he's like freaking out, telling people, oh no, you got to get Bonk. As soon, no one's going to buy Doge anymore, and he's just like freaking out, and I'm just like, wow, get a fucking life,
dude. Here's what I'll say, though, is I've only been limited in buying crypto once, right, when Doge was going crazy a couple years ago. I have been limited in buying stocks so many times by the stock market because of the corruption and stuff like that, of the banks losing all that money because they were betting the wrong way, right? That's the casino at play right there. Is they got it. They have it in. It's like, all right, we can't lose this much money. We have to sell this or whatever first before other people can start buying in or whatever. Those limitations have only been really on stocks and only once on crypto.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's the corruption at play. There you go.
Yeah, and right. That's one of the ways crypto is better. Now, again, if you were using like a decentralized exchange like Phantom. I don't know, that's just the first one that comes in my head. Or Sunday Swap for Cardano's coins. Like, it wouldn't stop at all. Like, right. Robinhood will fuck around because that's a big business getting in the way. But, right, that'd be one of the ways crypto is better.
Well, GameStop was halted on all platforms.
Yeah, and I've seen tweets that it's been halted like 33 times in like the last month. Like, that's freaking ridiculous, and that's why it shouldn't be the biggest casino, but people are dumb and I guess going to anyways.
But that's why it is the biggest casino, because the house is trying to win and it's trying to minimize how much everybody else is winning versus the house.
The biggest winners are in crypto.
The biggest losers are in crypto sometimes too.
Exactly. That's why it's the biggest casino.
But you could say actually the biggest winner would be actually in stocks because you had Warren Buffett, billions.
Okay, but the
one of the richest people in the entire world only invested in the S&P 500 and he made billions.
I mean, it took 60, 70, whatever.
Well, he was up there for the longest time.
Yeah, but again, it took a lot of years, like a lifetime. What was I going to say, though? So, like people always say, what are the most, what assets have gone up the most over the last 10 years, 15 years, or whatever? Bitcoin, Ethereum. Right, and then it's stocks, because no other crypto is
Well, in terms
been
of
out long enough.
percentage, then I mean, yeah, you would have to say Bitcoin is definitely number one, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ones that were pennies or whatever for stocks, and then the rest of them are fucking hundreds or thousands or whatever too. So,
Yeah, but it didn't do it over the last 10 years.
sure, Amazon's up there.
That one, I don't think that was. Well, yeah, that was what the .com bubble. So I don't know, it took 20, 25 years or whatever.
Probably Apple, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Sure, if I had a little bit more time, I could probably name
Yeah.
some.
And
some that are
Bitcoin
definitely
is
up there.
also Bitcoin's also the fastest asset to be worth $1 trillion market cap.
Yeah, but like crypto's never ending. So
Yeah.
that's where it's like there's a never ending amount that there can be, right? So there's nothing really to lose. In stocks, there's a certain amount of stocks, right? So that's where the gambling comes into play. Because there's only a certain amount.
Well, Bitcoin only ever going to be 21 million.
But
And
it
there's
would.
already
What is
20
that?
million out.
Is there 20 million fully out?
Not yet.
Exactly. So we haven't even hit that yet.
Yeah, but you can do stock splits tomorrow if you want. Or, well, I guess tomorrow's a Sunday, but, you know.
You have to plan them like 2 quarters ahead of time.
Okay. I mean, we knew in 2009 how much Bitcoin would be available today because it was all decided.
So then it's not really gambling. If you already know how much is out there.
Well, it's still more volatile.
Bitcoin's not that volatile.
I'm clipping that. Bitcoin isn't that volatile.
No, it's gonna keep it goes down a little bit, then it fucking skyrockets up. Every week I get my notifications from my Bitcoin. Oh, it is down to 60. Oh wait, it's back up to 65.
Yeah, nuts. Just wait.
Depends on when you bought in, I guess. Sure, if you bought in at 67, then yeah, it's like, okay, all I've done is lost money off of Bitcoin. How much am I going to lose today? But if
So you would say most of the stock market is more volatile than Bitcoin? Like you're talking about Warren Buffett being a winner, and now you're like completely disagreeing with him.
Well, no, he bought into, because he did have family money, but he bought into it's always going to rise 4 to 8%, so I'll just go into the guarantee winner. I mean, that's just betting on the house, because the house always wins. You can bet on the dealer in
Yeah,
poker.
but when you
and-
walk into a casino,
or-
you can't bet on the house, unless you want to open up your own casino. You wanna be
in
Andrew
certain
Tate?
games, you can bet on the house. Yeah, you can bet on the house to win.
Well, what is it, like a 50-50?
Something like that. Sometimes less.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you want to do something where the odds are in your favor.
That's not casino. The odds are never in your favor at the casino.
What if you own the casino?
Well,
Gotta
even
make
then,
money,
you can
right?
still lose money or whatever. And then that's why people get the free rooms or whatever at casinos or whatever, so that they'll stay and keep gambling. That's different. That's different.
So, in the future, if more people bought, if more people or as many people bought crypto, you would say it's the biggest casino?
It would depend on where the crypto market is at.
So then, why don't 401ks have crypto in them instead of stocks? If the stock market's so bad.
Well, it's not federally regulated yet, and I think with 401ks it has to be, because you can still get the taxes and everything taken out.
Well, why don't they federally regulate it? If
It's still
it's not a big casino.
Because it's still new, and for a lot of that crypto, there's no cap. There's no cap. There's
Well-
an unlimited amount of some of those cryptos.
yeah, Doge, Shiba, the shit coins. Bonk.
The ones everybody wants to invest.
Yeah, again, they want to gamble.
So, first, okay, why don't you play the lottery? You don't ever buy a ticket to the Powerball or Mega Millions or
Because I'll make it in crypto.
no. Why don't you ever play those? What was the reasons you've given me that you don't play those?
Just seriously, I'd rather put my money into crypto.
Because you're not gonna you're not gonna win anything. You don't really check them, and it's gambling, and you're not a big gambler. But yet you love crypto, and you're saying that crypto's the biggest the biggest casino in the world.
Yeah.
But you don't gamble. You don't like gambling. Where's the line here? And then also you're gonna make it in crypto, right? So that's not really gambling if it's a sure thing, right? Because you know you're gonna make this money. You don't think you're gonna make that money in the stock market.
But with crypto, you got to know what you're doing, and you'll say, "Oh,
so there's
stocks,"
a way to win.
Yeah,
there's a way to win.
Yeah, that isn't going to take 60 years of waiting, like Warren Buffett.
Right, because he could have lost it all instead.
In crypto, you could lose it all, and those lottery tickets, you could be a loser and.
Oh, I know. I've lost more times than I won, but I mean that's gambling, right? I mean, plus I'm sure it's rigged to an extent,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So crypto just needs more users, and then you would agree with me that it's the biggest casino.
We would have to see the state of crypto. We would have to see the state of crypto when it gets to that point. But even then, do you even want crypto to be federally regulated? I feel like that fucks everything up for the reason that crypto is what it is.
Well, but again, I don't buy Doge, Sheeb, that shit, right? They won't want to regulate it. Or if they regulate it, it'll be banning it. Well, if anything.
Yeah, but then the ones that you like to invest in, they're going to become a little less volatile. And then
because the market cap will be a lot bigger. They'll go way up, yeah.
And then you get the politicians getting bought into stuff like that if they haven't already, right? And then they get to play their little tricks with it. So then, yeah, that's when it becomes a little bit more of a gambling because then that's when you get the real corruption coming into it. Then sure,
okay,
sure.
So
if that happens, we'll see.
So really, for you, if there's more corruption, you would say it's the biggest casino. Crypto is.
We'll see.
I mean,
there also isn't enough, right? Because if it becomes federally regulated, then stuff like you say like Doge and Shiba and stuff like that goes away, right? So then you just have like the main, 8 big ones.
Well, there'll be more than that, but
they'll pop up later, yeah.
And then I mean like Doge, Shiba. I guess there's other websites. You'd still be able to buy that stuff, no problem.
Right.
It'd just be like Robinhood, Coinbase. You wouldn't.
Then that's where you have to say is the crypto that is federally regulated, is that real crypto or is it the ones that you have to secretly buy? Is that the better stock, the better casino?
And right, that'll be.
Oh, exactly. So then,
yeah.
Putting you right back in the corner. Okay, which crypto would be the better casino?
Yeah, right. I'll be buying the new startup stuff.
So you'll be buying the new Doge and Shiba and stuff like that.
Or the next whatever.
Exactly.
Or the next render is a good one.
Exactly. I think crypto's headed towards that corruption and craziness fast. I think it's definitely going to get there.
But, I mean, there's been some crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, we've talked about the FTX stuff,
and there's an example of politicians getting a little involved there. Yeah, they sure like crypto when the biggest exchange at the time is giving them money, giving them checks for their campaigns.
They also like to hate on it and stuff like that when it absolutely fails. people
Well-
like Tom Brady and Mr. Wonderful are involved in those and stuff like that. I like to talk about it then too.
Yeah. And, politicians, right? There's one party that doesn't like it and one that's liking it now, and
For now.
which is weird because there's projects like Helium that I would say are pretty liberal, but I guess because they use the blockchain, new technology, it's bad, even though it's so bad that, I guess AT&T and Verizon are better for us, but that's a whole other discussion.
That's a long discussion.
Um,
But no, look, when you get the regulators and you have it where you can't buy certain things and you have the volatility mixed into that, and that's when you could be called the biggest casino in the world. And that's the stock market. You have the volatility, you have the limit buys, you have where you can literally lose everything in a day with day trading, or
and that happened in our world too. It's called
retirement.
well, I mean, yeah, we got day trading and that stuff too, but literally, like, I don't know, I still think about Terra Luna, your man KSI. It was like 2 or 3 million, and then he lost so much it was down to $78. Like, what stock does that?
There are bad ones that you invest in.
Yeah, but in a short period of time, doesn't happen.
Well, you
And
should,
then, like-
okay. You should see the stocks when I tell you and Jackson, hey, buy into these, and when somebody buys into them, you should see what my value is worth after they've bought into it. It's pretty dang close.
So, but like Terra Luna came from out of nowhere to top 10 in market cap to back to nothing.
Right.
Like, and again, then they were paying tons of influencers to pump it up, and stupid.
Yeah, you're gonna fail.
Big casino.
There is so much wrong. Stock market, easily the biggest casino. Easily.
But I don't see people like losing nothing. Like, I mean, right, there's day trading, but there's day trading in crypto too.
There are people that lose their houses all the time with day trading.
Okay, but what about without day trading? Who loses big then in a short period of time,
Well, okay, but like the influencers like KSI and stuff that will do stuff like that, it is almost considered like day trading or whatnot, when they're putting that much of their money into it, right? And it's not necessarily for a full-on long-term investment. They're just doing it. No, KSI doesn't have that much money to just throw away, right? He's maybe worth maybe 100 million, right?
Probably around there.
So he's putting when at that time he was probably worth a lot less because Prime wasn't really that big or whatever, right? So he's probably worth like more like 75. So he's putting a third of his money in there. I mean, that's probably more sketchy. I don't know if he legitimately did that or whatever, but that's just stupid.
So,
There's a difference between stupid investing and gambling.
same thing in crypto, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Like-
That's just stupid putting
like,
a third of your money.
It might not
on.
be very smart to buy into Sheev when it's up 300% in a week, but we know people that do that.
Right. That's not gambling. That's just stupid investing. The gambling part is the day trading portion of it. And day trading crypto, I think, is stupid in general.
Is day trading stocks stupid?
No.
Why? Why is one stupid and one isn't?
Well, for one, this is the market hours, right? To actually be able to fully pay attention and stuff like that with stocks.
Yeah, crypto's open all the time like casinos.
That is. But there's times to buy in at casinos and times not to buy in because they rig the machines, right? You don't gamble during the day. That's when the casino's making all of its money. You gamble at night, in the middle of the night, and that's when you actually make money. That's where all the stories are, right?
Yeah, you can buy crypto in the middle of the night. I don't know about any stock exchanges you can do that, though.
No, because you have a time to buy them, right?
Yeah.
You have your working hours. That is like legit day trading because you're trading during the day,
Yeah.
right? And you're actually gambling with all that money, and you have to buy in and stuff like that. And then there's the after hour stuff, which is stupid, but
Right, where there's extra fees and stuff, and
yeah.
that's something the stock market should change. I think it's kind of bullshit. If you live on the West Coast, it starts at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Now with crypto, I think day trading is kind of dumb because you have to be on at all times.
Why? And what do you mean, stocks? You don't have to?
You have your hours of operations for day trading, right? With crypto, it's 24/7,
Whatever you want.
365.
Whenever you want. Some people can't sleep good. Some people can't wake up on time.
Doesn't mean it
Their alarm
should
clocks
be.
don't wake them up. They need something they can buy. They can trade at night, middle of the night.
So crypto is for the irresponsible gamblers, and stocks are for the responsible gamblers.
Well, I don't think anyone that gambles is responsible.
Almost everybody gambles.
What, once? Maybe $100, but yeah.
You just said crypto's the biggest casino in the world, so you're gambling all the time. You're always buying crypto or messing with crypto.
Well, I don't support all of them.
But you buy into them, so you're a gambler.
Some of the good ones.
And you think that crypto is the biggest casino in the world, so you're one of
Because we have the biggest ups and
so
downs.
you're one of the bigger gamblers in the world. You're bigger than if a degenerate goes into the casino. You're bigger than the people that day trading, stocks or whatever. You're a bigger gambler than all of them. Because you have the biggest casino in the world, right?
But I use it like a smart person, I guess. There's
Are you a
definitely dumb
bigger gambler
cryptos.
though than those two people?
A lot of people would look at what I do as gambling, yes.
But you
I'll put it that way.
don't see it as gambling.
No.
Then you can't be the biggest casino in the world if it's not actually gambling.
But I see other people as gambling in crypto.
Okay, but I see myself when I buy into a stock, so that's gambling. If you don't see yourself buying into crypto as a gambling, then you're not gambling. That means it can't be the biggest casino.
If there's certain cryptos I bought, I would view it as gambling though.
But you only buy into the ones that you know that you're actually going to make money or it's an actual legit investment. Then it's not gambling if you know you're going to make the money. When you buy to the stocks, you don't know for sure you're going to make the money. That means it's the biggest casino in the world. That means that I proved my point. You admitted it, and I win.
Time out. I don't know like the house or like the casino that I'm gonna make money. But if I'm gonna put my money into something, it's gonna be something I feel good about. It's not gonna be some influencer said such crypto or such stock is gonna go up.
So you're a gambler.
People would look at me as a
No,
gambler,
but do
yeah.
you look at yourself as a gambler?
No.
Then you cannot be buying
Maybe
into,
a little bit.
Then
but
you
no.
cannot be buying into the biggest casino in the world if you're not a gambler. That means crypto is not because you invest more into crypto than the stock market.
But even if I bought stocks, I wouldn't be thinking of myself as a gambler. I wouldn't be doing it to gamble. I would just be doing it to be conservative, to give me my 7% or whatever a year.
So
that when I'm
the casino
80 years old and 6 feet under, I'll have $1 million in my bank account.
Then to you, neither of them is the biggest casino in the world. The biggest casino in the world is the casino itself.
Potentially.
Well, then you just unproved your own point.
Well, my point is that the stock market isn't the biggest casino.
Your point was that crypto is.
Well, if one of them is, then it's crypto.
It's definitely the stock market. I've already proved it.
But yeah, just because more people use it and the politicians rig it,
but also you invest pretty heavily into the cryptocurrency market. You don't see yourself as a gambler. If you don't see yourself as a gambler, then it
But
can't be gambling.
other people would definitely see me as a gambler. If
But
they,
you don't.
if they knew how much money I
But
had.
you
they,
don't.
they knew, yeah.
But you don't. That's the point. Now, and when we look at somebody like, I don't know, our friend Jackson, when he does his stuff, right? I see him as definitely a gambler, especially on the stock market side versus crypto side, mainly because he doesn't buy into the crypto stuff because, he's Jackson.
Well,
But he buys in at that 1,000% mark. He's gambling. It's going to go higher. Keep going higher. It never does, but he's gambling that it will.
but I mean, it's just kind of like how I talk about, right, the people paid on TikTok and other social media platforms to talk about whatever crypto. Now, there's less of that because after FTX and like Tom Brady and Steph Curry and whoever getting sued, people are a little afraid, but it still goes on.
Yeah.
And it's still going to continue to go on, but yeah, I see it like that.
I think I'm definitely still proving my point. As somebody who doesn't gamble, let me ask this. Whenever, in the next couple of years, or hopefully, that sports betting becomes legal in Minnesota, will you place a sports bet? Or will you bet on sports?
Not a whole lot, if I do at all. But, yeah, right. Probably, to make your point, I'm probably not. But, hey, if you do it, hey, I'll cheer on and
I
hope
definitely
you hit
will.
those parlays every weekend.
I definitely will. I'll be putting those $5 parlays to win $10 million. Sure. I think I've proven my point. Pretty heavily. Pretty well.
What, that the stock market
is the biggest casino in the world? I've proven it with factual information, with examples of our buddy Jackson, with you not considering yourself a gambler, even though you say crypto is the biggest casino in the world.
Would you and Jackson look at yourself as gamblers?
Absolutely. I am a gambler. I play the lottery. I play the stock market. I play crypto from time to time. I'll play a scratch off whenever I'm feeling it. I will place a sports bet the day that it is legal in Minnesota. I will be placing a sports bet on Minnesota winning the Super Bowl.
Not only do I think influencers are paid to pump up a certain crypto, you can look at a ton with Hex, FTX, a couple years ago. And there's been other ones, like we talked about, the big collapse with Terra Luna. I even think there's influencers that are paid to purposely say bad things to bring the price down so that people can buy in at cheap prices, whether it's Cardano or like a year ago, right before Helium launched the actual telephone service and everyone was saying it's dead and the worst thing ever and worth less than $2, and now it's gone way up, and
there's that with stocks too.
You think there's people that are paid to negatively talk about a certain stock to bring the price down
100%.
just so they can buy it cheap
100%.
and then go back up.
I think some of the bigger names, not politicians, but celebrities and so on too. Plenty of different stocks, or about certain people that would, if negatively talked about, would impact those stocks.
Like, any examples for people like me that don't follow stock world enough?
Or like people that badmouth and talk up or talk down, like Elon Musk, right?
So you think they're trying to make Tesla cheaper?
And everything like that, right? 100%. I think. And then purposely badmouth them because of the batteries and then placement of chargers and so on. I think once people hit certain levels as far as Amazon and so on, people are going to badmouth those. Now, those aren't ever going to come down super hard, but GameStop, right? A lot of people pay to pump this up, and then people go on the other side to bring it down. Hey, it's going to collapse. It happens all the time.
Yeah,
The dump money kind of proved that.
Now the news, I remember specifically like last winter, it was like all these negative like electric car stories on the news, which we can get into. The news,
Yeah.
the news definitely tries to fuck with crypto,
Yeah.
if not more than I think more than stocks. But I felt like I was kind of thinking in my head, they were just trying to get people to buy from other manufacturers than necessarily, oh, sell your Tesla. Electric vehicles are never going to be a thing.
Well, because people want GM to be back to where it was, because then a lot of people are going to make money. Because a lot of people still have a ton of money in GM, and it's only been tanking.
Should have bought crypto.
So yeah, I mean it's a lot of the same thing with crypto, right? It's I have a ton of money into this market, so let's pump this up so I can make the money and get out.
Okay, I remember one last point I wanted to make, and this is again how crypto is a bigger casino than the stock market. You know, why would the stock market add a Bitcoin ETF, and then we're getting pretty serious about Ethereum ETF. Why, if it's junk, why would they add it?
Oh, to move around Bitcoin and stuff like that.
Well, the ETF, like how they do it with gold or whatever. No. And other rocks and minerals.
Say the same thing, that gold and all that stuff, it can be pretty volatile, because gold was worth like nothing not too long ago, and now it's going shooting back up and stuff like that. It was volatile.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, stock world needs crypto, but crypto doesn't need any stocks coming over.
Not yet, but I think it will.
And I think that the CEO at BlackRock, he was on the news and he was talking about how he'd like to see stocks be tokenized like crypto. The example I always give with Helium, something you could do with like an AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile is like every day if there's so much usage, you could burn X amount of stock or bills paid or whatever.
Wow. I think if the CEO of BlackRock actually wanted that, it would have been done years ago. I think it's just...
Well, years ago he hated crypto.
Right.
And said it was gambling. Or I don't know, something like that.
Something like that. Right. Don't want to get fucking shot or anything like that by BlackRock employees.
But now he's pulled a total 180. But I just feel like that would be something really hard to do. Because again, it is a better system, and so then you would agree that crypto is at least the better casino, whether it's the biggest or not.
No,
we're different on.
No.
So the stock market is better and bigger.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, again, we got the two best assets over the last 10 years, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we'll get there with more cryptos. It's just everything else is so small. Ethereum only started in 2015 or whatever, 2016.
So you don't have the long running thing that like the S&P 500 has or anything like that.
No. There was one crypto exchange that tried to do like where it's like every coin in the top 10 market cap. You like own a piece of all of it, but they got freaking destroyed by the SEC. Huh. And it's something you can buy in other countries that don't want to be annoying about it, but
no. Anyway, last thing before we end here. A little off topic, right? But I want to get your reaction to it. So before we're talking sports real quick.
Sports time.
So, and more so just because I want your reaction now. Before you jump ship, right? You were a part of the Vikings road, right? You love the Vikings just like me,
Yep.
but now you've jumped ship, so now you can't come back.
Okay.
So when they go to the Super Bowl next year, you can't cheer. You can't even go to the Super
Oh.
Bowl party.
They're going to the Super Bowl.
You're
okay.
off. But when Zimmer left, right, and then we got a whole new GM, there was the big talks of who is going to be the head coach, right? The biggest name was Jim Harbaugh, right? Now, it got to the point where Jim Harbaugh told his coaches, hey, go ahead, find new employment. He told his team, hey, I'm probably not coming back. The Vikings even had a jersey printed out with the Harbaugh name on them, right? Everything was there. They had contract details, everything all laid out. Now, I've been talking to somebody who actually works for the Vikings, and I have found out why Jim Harbaugh was not brought to the Vikings. And it was not because he was using the Vikings as leverage to get the better contract in Michigan like everybody thought. Do you have an idea of why, what was the tipping point that he was not the Vikings head coach? You have an idea?
I mean, just what I heard in the media, I guess the story was he walked in thinking he had the job, but the Wolves were like, no.
Hold
But
on.
I don't know. What did you hear?
He had the job. It was all set in stone. He wanted more or less almost full control for the next 2-ish years about draft picks.
And he should.
The Wolves were fine with that because it was a new GM. He wanted to call the shots, which was fine. The tipping point was he wanted Kirk Cousins gone the next day. He wanted him immediately traded. That's where the Wolves said, you're asking too much.
But we'll get rid of him now. But
Well, no, it was the Wolves wanted to keep him as the long-term solution, but to draft his replacement in the future after a year or two, the Wolves weren't ready to let him go. They didn't want to basically go back in time, right, and basically start over. They wanted to be more competitive. They didn't want to basically just start from the bottom and work their way up.
yeah, and I don't. We're really dumb for not hiring him.
I like KLC.
Yeah, but Harbaugh, man, there isn't coaches as good as him and what he did in San Francisco. Like those guys just don't come around that often.
You'd rather have had Jim Harbaugh than KOC?
Yeah,
I like KOC.
I mean, been here 2 years, no playoff wins, and not going to be one this year. And
Well, no playoff wins last year. We didn't have a quarterback.
and we started 0-3 when we had Kirk, and then finally beat Carolina. You know, the
Defense wasn't
worst
good
team.
the last 2 years.
yeah, but yeah, I would have rather had Harbaugh. I mean, seeing Kirk go, I guess even 2 years ago, right? Then we would have had a bad season for sure. Instead of going 13-4.
And that fun ass season.
Yeah.
Super fun season.
Where we won all the close games, but I just
No
I
Buffalo game.
So you see KOC winning a Super Bowl? Well, I mean,
This
this
year.
isn't even a question. Yeah, this year. So you see him winning a Super Bowl before
Wow.
Harbaugh,
The 2025 sixth season. Vikings are going to
Okay.
win the Super Bowl.
and the Chargers won't win it this year. All right.
No.
So KOC will win one before Jim Harbaugh.
Harbaugh's just taking his brother's leftovers anyway.
Yeah, running back.
And a couple of his other players too. I think defensive players as well.
Probably, but
It was Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins. That was the drawing line for the Wolves versus the Wolves. And Jim Harbaugh.
yeah. And,
If you were the
and
Wolves,
right,
would you been like, all right, whatever you say, sir? Kirk Cousins, you're gone, or would you?
Yeah, Kirk would have been traded. Or Because, I mean, like, in San Francisco, Harbaugh, once upon a time, Alex Smith got some injury. Colin Kaepernick played well. And even when he came back, he just kept him on the bench because Colin was playing well. And,
Yeah.
I just have faith that he would figure it out, even if it meant having a tough season. We probably wouldn't have drafted that following offseason any of the top three because they would have all been gone. I don't think the Vikings would have been like Houston or the Bears bad. But then, yeah, this year we might have been drafting another quarterback again anyways.
Yeah.
So
I think it would have been a bad couple seasons rather than a really fun season. A little bit of a disappointing season, obviously, last year, and then a hyped up season for the next at least 2 years. I'd rather watch that than the awful football last year,
yeah.
right? That would have been all year.
Yeah, so I guess I don't have too much else. Right. It's I mean, again, and it kind of makes sense because the GM Kawinse or however you say his name worked with him in San Francisco. He was like a front office guy when Harbaugh was a coach there. So yeah, again, I thought that was a done deal. I remember even before that season ended, I predicted Zimmer getting fired and us hiring Harbaugh, and
Yep.
almost happened. It was like shooting a basket in and out, but
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. So you're just happy. I guess you're just that sad. You're happy with 13-4, and
I think that 13-4 season was electric and fun. That Buffalo game was one of the greatest games I've ever watched, ever, besides the Miracle.
yeah, because the ending was nuts.
Yeah, but that Buffalo game was absolutely insane. I take that. I mean, that's Super Bowl, basically, level of football.
Yeah.
The comeback against the Colts was amazing, right? So that season in general, I could not wait to keep playing fantasy football and to watch football the following week. Granted, we didn't get the outcome that I would have wanted. It was amazing. I would not have wanted that last half of the Vikings season for a year and a half with Jim Harbaugh. That was awful. I could not watch Vikings football that whole later half.
Yeah.
That would have been a year and a half with Jim Harbaugh. Everybody would say, get him out of here instantly.
Yeah, and I just wonder too why you wanted to trade him so bad, but who knows?
Yeah, especially with J.J. McCarthy, they're saying he basically is Kirk Cousins, right? Just a younger version.
That's what you're hoping he becomes.
How are we doing on time?
About 5 minutes.
Any other sports we want to talk about?
I mean, we could talk about the flailing Luka if you want to, or
The ending, the last game sucked. The biggest fuck up though was the Pacers Celtics at the end of game 1.
Yep.
All the Pacers had to do was inbound a pass, and they would have won. And I was cheering for the Pacers just because I wanted the Wolves to kill them in the finals. Because of who. I'd be talking shit every day. But I'll say this: the Wolves aren't out of it.
Nope.
Dallas isn't that good. They barely beat us twice. We beat them in the regular season plenty.
The problem is with the Wolves, Cat sat out half the fucking game last night. Ant played awful. Rudy can't shoot. Stop giving him the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Stop giving him the ball. Game 1, he couldn't defend anything. But Ant has been playing absolutely awful. I think he had like 15 points last night or something like that. Cat was just as bad. And only played half the game.
Yeah.
So you have your secondary guys playing better than the all stars basically.
Yeah, and Anthony, yeah, he's been
Really bad.
struggling shooting too.
Really bad.
Even going back to Game 7, he shot bad. Game
Yeah.
1, the Western Conference Finals, and then tonight.
The thing is though, like when I texted you last night, like what is going on, you know, because he just airballed a pass, right?
Yeah.
And he's done that twice now, in both games against the Mavs, for absolutely no reason at the prime time moment.
Yeah,
He's just throwing the ball away basically. I don't know. I think maybe the moment's getting to be too big for him. Maybe all the pressure, like Michael Jordan, everybody keeps comparing him to, and then first time there, I don't know, but he is playing awful. But it's been a fun to watch though. I hate watching basketball for the most part, except for playoff basketball. Then
Oh,
I
me
actually like
too.
to watch it.
yeah,
But even though the outcome hasn't been what we wanted, it's been actually a good series to watch.
yeah,
So
yeah. And yeah, I think the Wolves will make it interesting. If they make the finals, I think they're just destined to win.
yeah.
You know, beat Denver in 7, and then came back down 0-2 against Dallas. Like,
Yep. And I think it's only happened like once. Somebody's down 0-2 and came back and won a final. So we'll
yeah,
see.
Doesn't happen very often. Yeah.
We'll see. But that should do it.
No, all right.